Folks, the old deplorable basket case here, and goodness, there's a lot of response videos today. So this is a response to a comment that was actually left 2 months ago on my earlier video, a public health care option, which I talk about a proposed idea for a public health care option based on state governments doing things, not the federal government. So I meant to respond to this, and then I forgot about it, and life happened, and you know how you might know how things go. Anyway, so responding to it now, this person wrote, "I don't understand what's wrong with doing it on the federal level, because the federal government has a few very specific tasks laid on it by the Constitution, and everything outside of those very specific tasks are reserved for the state governments to do. It's very explicitly laid out. It's clear. It's not hard to understand. And how does grammar, spelling, punctuation do? These are important. These things matter. How does healthcare requirements change from state to state? If someone gets run over in Texas and someone else gets run over in California and they both get the same injuries, then they will need the same treatment. Why would it make a difference what state they're in? Because we're not talking about actual health care. We're talking about health care insurance. Insurance coverage. And the insurance coverage needed in one state with, say, a particular terrain, a particular culture, might be quite different from the requirements in a different state. This will also make the system more complicated for people traveling from state to state or people who have homes in different states. Yeah, that's true. I see healthcare as a basic human right and believe that everyone should have it. Yes, okay. You say healthcare is a basic human right. Fine. Healthcare insurance is not talking about quite the same thing, are we? As for your healthcare plan, you said only those who subscribe to the public option should pay for it. Yeah, because if I have insurance and I'm with a particular insurance company, other people should not pay for my insurance. So people who use private healthcare don't pay taxes toward it, I guess. Yeah, it's not taxes. You're paying for a service. That's important. It's an important difference. But people using the public option are mostly going to be the poorest in society and can't afford private healthcare. No, you idiot! You missed you missed a very important point in my video. A public option is something being done by the government. It's a public option. So a private option must compete with the public option. And so if it's competing, then guess what? It'll probably be cheaper. Or it will be the same price and just have better coverage. Or it could be charged more and have better coverage. But if it's in competition with a public option, the private option will probably have a much cheaper option available for people. Okay, but let's stop here and say, why do you think that a government monopoly would be better? Why the hell do you think a government monopoly would be better? When has a government monopoly ever been better for anyone, anywhere, ever, on anything? Seriously. Dude, I'd like to know, why do you think that? Comment below. Tell me, why do you think a government monopoly would be better? Where was I? You want them to pay for it alone? Yeah, I said before, if it's my healthcare, if it's my insurance, I pay for it. If it's your insurance, you pay for it. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It is very simple. What if they can't afford it at all? Then a government monopoly wouldn't help. Putting it on a federal level would not help if people can't afford it. Now, what if it's life-threatening and they can't work because of it? Then there are agencies that help people in that situation. There are private charities that help people in that situation. There are individual people who go out of their way to help people in that situation. If you're in that situation, tell me, and I will do what I can to help. But ladling off all this money and power and responsibility on the federal government does not help. Well, they will die just because people don't want to pay taxes to help the society, which we are all part of. Dude, that is not any kind of honest debating tactic. You're just insulting people who disagree with you. That is not helping anybody. That is not helping anyone hold a debate. So don't do that. Anyone and everyone can become ill or get injured at any time in their life. Yeah, that's why people get insurance. People don't get insurance because they are sick or ill or injured. They get insurance because they might become sick or ill or injured. So why can't everyone in society, except the poor who haven't got the money, just pay their... Wrong there, dude. Fair share. Can't pay their share into a national healthcare service that covers everyone and doesn't prioritize people with deeper pockets. If you can figure out some way to do that in the real world, okay. Now, where was I? If you don't want to pay for private health care and taxes for public, then maybe stop using private health. What the fuck? That is a completely nonsensical sentence. If I don't want to pay for private health care or taxes for public, then maybe stop using private health. What? You're not... If you don't want to pay for private health care and taxes for public, then maybe stop using private health care instead of complaining about your taxes paying for a service you don't use. You're not... You're senseless! You're babbling! That's not... Okay, please comment below and think about what you were trying to say in that sentence and say it so I can understand what the hell you're trying to say. But the way I see it, the public option should be so good that no one needs or wants to use the private options. Okay. Great. Okay, so you want to make a massive government bureaucracy with a government monopoly that's dealing with literally every single person in the country, hundreds of millions of people, and you think this will be more efficient, and you want this to be to have such a good, to be so good that no one would even want a private option. Not in this world. It's not happening. You really... Clearly, a NHS is better than private companies. No. It is not clear. They only care about profit and make the system overly complicated. Okay, if I'm dealing with a company, I'm dealing with that company. And if I don't want to deal with that company, I can go to another company. How is this complicated? It's not complicated. It is simple. They only care... Okay. Oh my God. Just look at Cuba's healthcare system. Cuba's healthcare system, you're holding that up as a good example? That's almost better than the military as a socialist institution. Okay. You go to Florida, and you go find all those Cubans who risked their lives to escape from Cuba to come to the U.S., and you tell them that Cuba's healthcare system is so much better. Go ahead. Do that. Or you could read anything written by anyone who's come out of Cuba. Cuba is not a good example of anything. Just look at Cuba's healthcare system. Excuse me. And there's a reason why most developed nations have some sort of NHS. It's simply a better system. Okay, just look at why most developed nations are going away from an NHS. The Scandinavian countries. So many people hold up as examples of why socialism is working. They're changing. They're going away from that because it's not working. For a very short term, it was working quite well. But, okay, for a given definition of working quite well. Because in Norway, for example, the taxes on the middle class, not upper class, not rich, the middle class are 60%. If that's your idea of something that's working quite well, then you shouldn't think that. Because if you're taxing people so much for something like that people should not need to be taxed so much for that. Even what's left of the NHS here in Britain put America's to shame for now, at least. Okay. For now, at least, you're kind of explicitly admitting that the NHS isn't working. That it's going down the tubes. That it's failing. You're kind of explicitly admitting that with those last 4 words. Okay. I made a video about the NHS and why it doesn't work. I will link you to that. Okay, people are supposed to be getting out of the hospital, being kept in the hospital for over a year. Over a year after the time they're supposed to be discharged, not being discharged because there's no one outside, there's no one taking care of them, there's no one making sure that they get out, that they get where they need to go. It's not working! I'll link you the video. I'll put a link in the comment section below. Just, dude. So, thank you for your comment. Thank you for the feedback. I do appreciate all the feedback I get. I'm sorry it took so long to respond to your comment. And everyone who's watching this, thank you for watching. I hope you like this. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want me to talk about anything, just ask me. I'll be happy to talk about just about anything. I'll give my opinion about anything. I'll debate anyone on anything. So, yeah, that's all. Have a good day, and God bless.